Spinning Wheel Chapter History of Our Gavel. South Acton, Massachusetts, January 21st, 1900. Miss Mabel F. Woodbury and other members of the Spinning Wheel Chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Marshalltown, Iowa. Dear friends and leaders of liberty, I hereby acknowledge the pleasure of receiving a very complimentary letter from you and the other members of your chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution of your city. In answer, I will say that I cannot express the pleasure that it gives us all, who are interested in historical matters, to know that the Gavel is pleasing to you all. We hope that God will bless you all in the good work that you are doing in educating the children to that important duty of supporting our government. For woe to this nation when the deeds of the men who fought in the American Revolution shall be forgotten and the blessing of freedom no longer appreciated. Let us continue to rekindle the fires of patriotism from the granite hills of old New Hampshire to the balmy fields of the Southern States. Nowhere on this earth has the blessings of liberty been sweeter than on this land of freedom, where the enslaved and downtrodden from many different parts of the earth have found rest and comfort, though many do not yet understand that their blessings that they are receiving are gained through the deeds of valor by our fathers and mothers who planted the flags of freedom on this land. Many nourished the root of the Liberty Tree with their life's blood, and on the street of that sentiment that was shown on April 19, 1775, at Lexington and Concord, and again on Bunker Hill, June 17th, this land has become the land of the free from sea to sea. We descendants should preserve and perpetuate everything that is calculated to educate our children to love the flag that our fathers and mothers gave us. Most reverently yours, Rueben Lee Reed, in behalf of your many friends in the East. This gavel is made from the wood of 33 different historical sites, and each different wood is numbered on the gavel itself. It also has a patriotic yellow, red, white, and blue ribbon tied upon the handle. Description of the gavel. Wood that is in the gavel made by Rueben Lee Reed of South Acton, Massachusetts, and presented to the Spinning Wheel Chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution of Marshalltown, Iowa. The head of the gavel is made from the timbers of Old Faneuil Hall, Boston, Massachusetts, known as the Cradle of Liberty. Built in 1741, rebuilt in the same year, it has more history connected with it than any other building in this country. The handle is made from wood from the home of General John Starks of the city of Manchester, New Hampshire, the hero of Bunker Hill and Bennington. Number 1 in the gavel represents the landing of the Pilgrims. Number 2 is the wood from old Roger Williams' house in Salem, Massachusetts, where Judge Williams held court and sentenced innocent people to death for witchcraft. This I brought from the house myself. Number 3 is wood from the old Witch Elms, Boston, on which the condemned persons were hung. About 1680, President Lincoln's headstead was made from it. Number 4 is wood from the birthplace of General Israel Putnam of the Revolution. Number 5 is from Old South Church, Boston, built 1730. Number 6 is wood from the old tea house, Boston, Massachusetts, where the tea was kept that the English soldiers lemonade. Number 7 is wood from the old Buckham Tavern, now standing in Lexington, Massachusetts, where Captain Parker's men gathered and warmed themselves while they were waiting for the English on the morning of April 19, 1775. Number 8 is wood from the home of George Washington. Number 9 is wood from the Old North Bridge, Concord, Massachusetts, where the embattled gathered and fired the shot that was heard around the world. Number 10 is wood from the Old Wright Tavern, Concord, Massachusetts, where that Major Pitcairn stirred his brandy with his finger and remarked that he would stir the Yankee blood before night in the same manner. Number 11 is wood from the Walker Garrison in Sudbury, where the white people gathered to defend themselves against the Indian in the King Philip War, 1675. Number 12 is wood from the Wayside Inn, built 1680. In this, Washington and General Lafayette dined. It is standing and is used as a tavern now. Number 13 is wood from the old Hearst home in South Acton, Massachusetts. He was a chaplain in the American Revolution under 3 different colonels. Number 14 is wood from the old French ship that was sunk in the French War of Louisbourg, 1758. Number 15 is wood from the Old English man of war used in the Battle of Bunker Hill, June 17, 1775, and was used in burning Charleston. Number 16 is wood from Old Massachusetts State House, Boston, Massachusetts. Number 17 is wood from Old South Bridge, Concord, Massachusetts. Number 18 is wood from the home of William Reed, Esquire. He was under King George II and III, was chairman of Provincial Committee to collect evidence against the King's soldiers, and sent some home to England in 1775. Number 19 is wood from Asa Pollard home. He was the first man killed in the Battle of Bunker Hill. Number 20 is wood from the home of Colonel Francis Faulkner, South Acton, Massachusetts, and is supposed to be over 200 years old. He was a colonel in the American Revolution. Number 21 is wood from the home of James Hayward, who was wounded and died from his wounds. He expressed himself as not being Tory, but that he turned out to die in the cause. A monument has been erected to his memory with H. and Captain Isaac Davis, who were killed on April 19, 1775. The state of Massachusetts has erected a monument 75 feet high on Acton Common to their memory. Number 22 is wood from Captain James Barrett, who was in command at the bridge Concord, Massachusetts, April 19, 1775. He was the ancestor of Honorable Edmund S. Barrett, who was a national president of the SAR. Number 23 is wood from the Clark House, Lexington, where Hancock and Adams were sleeping when they were warned to leave the house as the English soldiers were coming on the morning of April 19, 1775. They fled to James Reed's house in Burlington, Massachusetts. Number 24 is wood from the birthplace of Captain Isaac Davis, first officer killed in the American Revolution. Number 25 is wood from the home of General James Reed of Fort Williams, New Hampshire, who commanded a company in the French War. He was colonel at Bunker Hill and went out with General S. He was taken sick with fever and lost his eyesight. He was appointed Commissioner of Central District of the U.S. Navy in 1778. His taxes were exempted as he had lost his eyesight in the service of his country. Number 26 is wood from the old frigate Constitution, United States man of war. Number 27 is wood from the old Fremont House, Boston. The officers of Massachusetts' 6th Regiment were entertained here on their return home from Baltimore in 1861, after the regiment had been assaulted in Baltimore on April 19, 1861. Number 28 is wood from the Carthage MS man of war that sank the Alabama in 1864. Number 29 is wood from the battleship Maine that was blown up in the harbor of Havana, Cuba, February 15, 1898. Number 30 is wood from the Olympia Dewey's flagship. Number 31 is wood from the platform erected on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., when Harrison was inaugurated President of the United States. Number 32 is wood from the Pedra, the first prize taken in the late war with Spain by the U.S. Navy, captured by the New York steamer. Number 34 is from the Revolutionary marker that was used in Woodlawn Burying Ground in Acton, Massachusetts, where I commenced the markings of graves of Revolutionary soldiers in 1882. This work was supported until it reached out through the country. Thank you from the Spinning Wheel Chapter, Marshalltown, Iowa. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the history of our gavel.